Today on People Now.
She came back going, we need a biopsy and we kind of need a stat. And things got very serious right then.
Tragedy strikes Alaskan Bush people's Brown family.
MTV responds to Teen Mom OG viewers after star Ryan Edwards is seen driving while under the influence.
He tries to play like he can't, and he gets really shy about it.
Spider-Man swings into Hollywood.
And Zendaya is revealing star Tom Holland's real-life secret talent.
Judith. Hi, Patti. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you. It's so great to meet you.
I feel honored.
Thank you.
Uh-oh, Kendra's mom is getting really serious about that book.
Ma, I had to sit next to Anna last time. She smells like mothballs. Anyway, it's her turn.
Do you remember all of the movies Anthony Michael Hall has been in? Well, he's taking a walk down memory lane with us.
I can answer that right now, sir. That'd be no for me, because... Sit down, Johnson. Thank you, sir.
Plus, live this morning, newlywed Nikki Whelan joins us for her new movie, Inconceivable.
Happy Thursday, People.com and Facebook Live. We've got so much to get to today, including America's Got Talent winner Grace VanderWaal. She's finally getting her dream treehouse. It's very cute. So in honor of that, we want to know, what was your childhood pastime? Mine was also treehouses, and I still wish I had one today. It's our Facebook question of the day, so let us know in the comments below. But first, here's what you need to know and what's trending. Watch this.
They were seeing nodes, as they called them. And so that doctor recommended that we go to another doctor, and we had the test done on her chest. That was the one that really floored us. He came back going, we need a biopsy and we kind of need a stat. And things got very serious right then. I mean, the whole world changed right then.
Sad news for Alaskan Bush people stars the Brown family, as matriarch Amy Brown has been diagnosed with lung cancer. On Wednesday's episode of the hit Discovery show, Amy's husband Billy opened up about the diagnosis, saying this: they've got to do some more tests and stuff, and what they can see is stage 3 cancer. She could easily be stage 4. Amy and Billy have 7 children, and during the episode, their youngest child, 14-year-old Rain, had this to say: I don't care who you are, I don't care what you've been through, I don't care how old you are. If you hear that your mother has cancer, it's going to shock you. But Amy is tackling the diagnosis head on. She says, Bill and the kids are very loving and supportive. They're all worried. I tell them, don't worry, please don't worry. Be happy, keep the faith. Good or bad, it's God's will, and we'll walk that road. Alaskan Bush People airs Wednesdays on Discovery at 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, moving on to this. Billy Bush is one proud papa. The former Today Show co-host publicly praised his eldest child, 18-year-old Josie, on Instagram Tuesday as she celebrated 29 months of sobriety. His daughter captioned an Instagram selfie saying 29 months sober, and Bush took the opportunity to congratulate her, saying, quote, it's the hero's journey, my love. Very proud of you and that awesome fact. And Josie's mother, Sydney Bush, who also shares daughters Mary and Lily with Billy, also left some words of affirmation for her oldest, saying, quote, beyond proud. Well, congrats to Josie. All right, moving on to this. MTV has responded after audiences watched Ryan Edwards drive impaired on the most recent episode of Teen Mom OG. When viewers tuned in on Monday, they witnessed Edwards at the steering wheel with fiancée Mackenzie Standifer in the passenger seat on the way to their elopement. But instead of seeing the happy couple beaming with joy en route to their nuptials, audiences watched Standifer question his sobriety. Following an outpour of criticism on social media questioning MTV about why it did not intervene, the network has issued a statement saying this: MTV does not condone driving under the influence. Ryan's erratic behavior was due to actions that he took without anyone's prior knowledge. Well, prior to the episode airing, Edwards checked himself into rehab. In a statement to People, he says, I am back home now, doing well, and life could not be better.
I still feel like you're mad. Still feel like you're mad.
I love that. So John Mayer was not afraid to reveal he still feels like Katy Perry's man back in March, but when it comes to spilling the details on his exes, the singer is staying tight-lipped. In a recent interview with Rolling Stone, the magazine tried to get Mayer to respond to Katy Perry calling him her #1 lover after ranking her exes on James Corden's show, but all the singer had to say about that was, quote, I don't have a cool enough thought for you. I've hacked this game. I pay very little of the price of fame now. I get to play the music that moves me the most. I'm having the time of my life. I'm 39. I remember 32. I don't want to do it again. Well, it seems like Mayer may have decided he finally knows better than to comment on past relationships in the press. a far cry from calling ex Jessica Simpson sexual napalm in Playboy. But in the interview, Mayer does reveal that he swapped alcohol for smoking pot, saying, quote, "I never had a serious issue with it, but I remember looking around going, this feels rigged. I'm taking a break. There's never an amount that felt like I was succeeding at life. It always felt wrong." You know what? Good for him for knowing to stay tight-lipped on those topics.
Smart man.
How are you doing today, Kristen?
Good morning.
Happy Thursday. Let's check in with Facebook Live. In just a little bit, we're giving you a sneak peek of Grace VanderWaal's Treehouse masterpiece, or master appearance. So we wanted to know, what's your favorite childhood pastime?
It's a good one. I have Geraldine here. She says, cookouts in the garden. That sounds lovely.
Cute. Edward says his favorite childhood pastime was watching Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. Did you watch Pokemon?
Gotta catch them all. Yeah, totally.
All right, keep those Facebook comments coming in, and we'll check in with you soon again. But first, Kristen, you have even more trending news for us.
Yes, that's right, I do. Are your spidey senses tingling? We're kicking off Star Treks today with a very super-powered red carpet. Watch this.
I have no words. No words. This is the most surreal thing that's ever happened to me. I can't believe that this is happening, and I'm so happy to be here.
Well, we're so happy you're there too, Tom. That's Spider-Man Homecoming star Tom Holland on the red carpet for the film's LA premiere. Iron Man's Robert Downey Jr. also co-stars in the highly anticipated film, and another one of Tom's co-stars, Zendaya, was dishing secrets from the set last night, revealing the surprising things she learned about Tom. Watch.
That he can sing. He can. He tries to play like he can't, and he gets really shy about it, but I've heard him a couple times, and it was really good every time.
We've got to get Tom singing in public. I want to see that. Oscar winner Marisa Tomei plays Spider-Man's Aunt May and found the red carpet to be a little bit exhausting. Watch this.
I'm almost tired from, I gotta take a breather. Well, the blocks in Hollywood, let's start there. They're very big. And we're on a few of them right now. We've taken up a couple of them. And I'm in 6-inch heels, and you know, it's a long track.
We feel your pain, Marissa. Now, moving on to this.
Hi everyone, I have some big news. I'm here with Pete Nelson. It's finally happening, guys. We waited so long, and the trees are finally going to get the appreciation and amazingness on them.
They're calling to us. We're going to have a treehouse here before you know it.
I know, so I'm so excited to make sure to watch and like see the reveal and stuff. And yeah, bye.
So cute. Looks like 13-year-old Grace VanderWaal is finally getting her wish. The America's Got Talent winner, who previously revealed her dream for a, quote, sick treehouse, will appear on an episode of Animal Planet's Treehouse Masters. Pete Nelson and his crafty team of builders have already begun creating Grace's home in the sky. Pete tweeting out Wednesday morning, "This is happening. We are building a sick treehouse for Grace VanderWaal. I'm trying to play it cool." The ukulele-skilled singer retweeted the post, clearly very pumped about the new project. Well, I know we certainly can't wait to see the final results. Animal Planet's Treehouse Masters returns Friday, August 4th.
Pretty much my entire life, I'm like purposely trying not to eat like mac and cheese and pizza and Mexican every day. So the main thing that changed is I just let myself eat those things. So I was eating a lot of like whatever I wanted all of the time. I remember I Postmated a milkshake one night. I made Jason go get me pizza and mac and cheese. Like, you know, just cravings. It's for the baby. I say that a lot. It's for the baby. It's for the baby. It's pretty much my catchphrase.
I like the way you think, Angelique. That's Life in Pieces star Angelique Cabral talking all about those pregnancy cravings at her beautiful California home. The actress, who's expecting her first child in just a few months, also opened up about her gender reveal party, admitting she was so shocked to be expecting a baby girl. Watch this.
Well, I did a gender reveal cake. I also made 6 different little baby cupcakes for my girls that are throwing my wedding shower, like my best friends. And then one of my best friends, Amy, Nadine, who's also a makeup artist and just a very dear friend. And we conceived at her house, at Amy's house in New Mexico. She came over and like basically videotaped our, like the gender reveal because I wanted it to be documented and I just think it's so special. I wanted to show our parents, and so we cut into the cake and it was pink. I was convinced it was a boy because I've been having such an easy pregnancy and it's been so, like, not a big deal, no morning sickness, I didn't break out, I haven't been, I guess when you have girls, usually you get like busted, I don't know. But I've been fine, and I was so shocked that it was pink that I remember I was like, what? But then 2 nights before I'd had this dream that it was a baby girl. So I was like, maybe she's talking to me, I don't know. But I was very surprised. Jason was not surprised. He was like, I knew it was a girl this whole time. I knew Daddy's little girl.
So cute, and those are your Star Treks for today.
Stay with us. Anthony Michael Hall is taking us through his amazing 4-decade career. Plus, in just 30 seconds, we've got an exclusive clip from Kendra on Top you're definitely not going to want to miss.
This is King Cutie in People. His Royal Highness Prince George Alexander Louis of Cambridge. These are George's parents, George's home, his Nana, the Queen, and his staff of 644 Englishmen. This is George's dog Lupo, who inspired his favorite book, The Adventures of the Royal Dog Lupo, one George will share now that he's a big brother. People. The details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
Oh my gosh, I'm meeting with a legit New York book publisher. This is like surreal to me. I just can't believe that this has really come to this. I am super nervous, but I'm really anxious. I'm anxious to hear what she has to say. Judith.
Hi,
Patty. Very nice to meet you.
Thank you. It's so great to meet you.
I feel honored.
Thank you. Oh, please. I'm sure we both have stories to tell, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, no, we.
I know.
I really appreciate you meeting with me. I really do.
Well, hey, listen, I think there's a real opportunity here.
I know.
And I wanted to.
I'm like nervous and I'm anxious and I'm kind of like curious.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know. I have no idea what a book entails.
First of all, it's a lot of work, but the main thing that it entails is being honest. I mean, the real secret to having a successful book is to open your heart, open your mind, and open your vault of secrets.
That's scary.
That's scary. A, you have to think about it.
Right.
B, you have to suffer the consequences.
Right.
But, you know, everybody has a story. And I've been reading now for a while about the fact that you're interested in doing a book and that you have stories about Kendra. I think the quote was, she'll be coming off her pedestal once you are able to tell your stories.
Right.
And I was like, she must have something that's amazing.
Well, I think it's more about people are interested in what I went through raising Kendra. A couple years ago, I kind of thought about this book. And people were backing me at that. You know, a couple years ago, they were saying, absolutely, you definitely should. You know, you don't go to the media, don't go to the tabloids, write a book.
Welcome to the Millionaires Club. I'm Patty Stanger, and I'm a third-generation matchmaker who, in the age of apps and instant gratification, knows how to find true love. I've taken over an exclusive boutique hotel tucked away in the hills of Bel Air.
It's so beautiful.
I'm isolating my millionaires in the lap of luxury for an intensive 5-day crash course in the hopes that they can work through their issues.
You're still single after being on The Bachelor.
And find love.
First thing that we have to do.
Okay, don't tell me how to match.
I'm taking on the toughest cases I've ever seen in my matchmaking history.
I can read both of you and you're both bitches.
It'll take everything I've got to break down my clients' walls.
Do you want the partner for life?
I just want somebody to love me.
Fun job.
And these clients are tough, so I gotta get creative to give them what they want.
I want to see all your badunky dunks. Shake 'em, shake 'em, shake 'em. Oh my God! Oh, honey, you got a big one, huh?
Wow. My goal is to find them love that will last a lifetime.
Because this is the church of Patty.
Right.
And I don't let my girls fall. Good job, my man. Another one bites the dust this week.
I am the $1 Million Matchmaker.
It looks so good. That's your exclusive first look at season 2 of $1 Million Matchmaker. The hit WE TV show, which returns for round 2 August 4th, features high-profile and controversial celebs ranging from Real Housewives of New York alum Kelly Benjamin to Bachelor in Paradise 2 stars Daniel Maguire and Vinny Ventura. Even recently single Courtney Stodden seeks out Patty's help, joining the love-struck crew at Bel Air's exclusive Luxe Hotel. Although Patti admits she'll be taking on some of her toughest clients yet, the love guru is confident she can still find matches to last a lifetime. Hey, they don't call her the $1 million matchmaker for nothing. Can't wait to see the new season. Sister Tisa Fitzgerald is joining us now live via Skype. Good morning, Tisa. How are you doing?
Hi, very well. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I think what you're doing is so incredible. So, Tisa, you started Our Children in 1986. Take me back. What made you want to start this organization to try and help incarcerated women and their families?
It was one of our sisters, Sister Elaine, who was working inside Bedford Hills Correctional, maximum security for women in New York State. And she invited other Sisters of St. Joseph to come together to talk about the needs of the children. And once I went inside and met the women, and listened to their stories about their concern about their children and their whole sense of guilt, but their sense of hope, I knew something had to be done. So along with other Sisters of St. Joseph, we opened a house for children initially in Long Island City, and then that grew eventually into the 8 houses we have now for mothers to reunite with their children after prison.
Yeah, and since starting, you've helped thousands of women rebuild their lives. Are there any stories of women that you've helped that really stick out to you that you'll always remember?
Oh, again, that's a hard one. There are thousands of women who have really changed my life, as well as the people that we work here in Our Children. In particular, I'd say Kelly stands out. Kelly was in Rikers Island and had just given birth to a baby. She had nowhere to go but back to the drug-infested housing projects in Staten Island. And once we offered her a home, she was very reticent. She didn't know if she could really do it or not, but she gave it a chance. She came out. She reunited with her older daughter, who had been estranged because Kelly had been using drugs for well over 10, 15, almost her entire adult life. And eventually she reunited with her daughter, older daughter, was able to nurture and become a wonderful, loving mother to her little girl, grew into a role here in Our Children to run a mentoring program for children whose mothers or fathers were incarcerated. And now, 10 years later, she is running that program, as well as just opened a huge teen scene for teens in our program as well as teens in our community. So she's an absolute success story in every way. She's a role model for the women, saying, if I did it, you can do it. She's very straight.
Such a good story. What can people who are watching at home do to support this organization?
Well, we're hoping to open up a new program space here in Long Island City, and we're looking to purchase it for $5 million, and we're almost there, so certainly that could help us, and that would be able to expand our services to more and more women and children in need in Long Island City. So that would be a great thing. If people would like to jump on board for that, we'd be very happy. Put your name somewhere up in lights, but for the cause, for the goodness of the women and children that are here. And they're amazing women who really would change your life if you want to come and visit and meet them one-on-one. And I welcome anybody to do that.
Well, Tisa, thank you so much for joining us. And for more information, please visit www.ourchildren.org. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. God bless.
These feelings, and these feelings make you do things you wouldn't normally do.
Like swimming naked with girls?
Yeah, like swimming naked with girls. Well, not with girls. You think I was swimming with girls?
It was just one girl. I saw her. A girl.
Oh, that girl? Yeah. Oh, no, that's a waitress. No, I was just ordering in. She's a pool waitress.
What a classic. That's Anthony Michael Hall with Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Vacation. It's hard to believe, but Hall has been acting for 4 decades now, and he just stopped by the People Now studios to take a stroll down memory lane with Jeremy. Watch.
to sit next to Anna last time. She smells like mothballs. Anyway, it's her turn.
For your information, Rusty slept in his underpants last night.
Hey, easy, kids. Come on, cut it out. Everybody in the car.
Well, I just remember just growing up loving all those comedians that I had the pleasure to work with, Chevy and John Candy and all these legends, you know. And especially in a comedy, I think people are looser and there's more fun. You know? Like on that film, it was great. We shot at Magic Mountain all those years ago, and I think I was the only one who could fit in the car with John Candy, the late great John Candy. He was a great guy. He really was. So that's just great experiences, you know.
I mean, not many girls in contemporary American society today would give their underwear to help a geek like me.
You know, John Hughes was just the greatest. He was such a great writer, director, but just felt like an older brother. He really supported everybody and was your first champion on set. He was right there with you.
Maybe you'll even decide whether or not you care to return.
Yeah, you know, I can answer that right now, sir. You know, that'd be no for me, because...
Sit down, Johnson.
Thank you, sir.
If you want to be a party animal, you have to learn to live in the jungle.
Not us. Not here.
Well, Kelly LeBrock is still a great friend to this day, so she was incredible to work with. Yeah, she was awesome. And again, John Hughes, you know, just the ease with which he worked. He was incredible. Really gifted guy. I think the dignity and the grace with which he operated, just being yourself, you know, being a gentleman and doing the work. Yeah, I've taken that with me all my career.
Hey! Call the doctor, he skewered Kim.
Just a scratch.
When I got on the set, the first thing I noticed, Jeremy, was how Johnny Depp and Tim Burton had that kind of relationship that John Hughes and I had. So I always kind of key on the director and the stars that are working on the film. And just an incredible artist that Tim Burton is. You know, he's really kind of a Walt Disney type, really, when you think about it. So that was an incredible experience. Winona was fantastic in the film. And it was just a real pleasure to be a part of.
You and I are both like guys that had this rich neighbor, Xerox, that left the door open all the time. And you go sneaking in to steal the TV set. Only when you get there, you realize that I got there first. I got the loot, Steve!
Well, with that, I had to do a lot of reading. I read all the biographies on him. I read some of the books he'd written. And I just really tried to get to that sense of passion that he had. You know, and I think when you're playing someone who's a real person, obviously you're that much more motivated to elevate the performance and be true to that person. And also all the details about Mr. Gates was an incredible experience.
What am I supposed to call you?
Johnny. Just Johnny. That was amazing because I didn't really ever expect to have a television show. I've made a really good living, thank God, working in other people's shows and in between films. And as we know, it's all changed. Everybody does everything these days. So that was a great experience. It was really challenged me as an actor to step up my game. And again, I had more responsibility as a producer as well.
General. Well, very excited to have you here. It's an honor to meet you.
I'm excited to be here. Ain't that right, Greg?
Yes, indeed, sir. You're very excited.
It's inspired by a book called The Operators, and it tells a true story of General McChrystal and when General Flynn led our troops in the Afghanistan war, which is still going on, as we know.
Right.
And so they changed the character name, and it became General Pulver, and I said, that's great. So Brad started calling me the Pulverizer. I said, right on.
Did you return a nickname for Brad Pitt?
No, I just call him Sir. He was my boss and my co-star.
Whatever he needs to be, that's right.
You picked out a name?
Baby, we did, remember?
No, sweetheart, that was one out of the 3 that we discussed.
I think it's perfect.
I don't give a shit what you think. What else do you two talk about when I'm not around?
Angela, come on. What is this?
But lately, they've been talking a lot about how worried they are about you.
Oh, really? Have they? So I guess that you told them, didn't you?
I actually didn't. Maybe I should have.
Told me what?
She's been using it.
Oh, no.
That's bullshit. That's...
You're not high right now?
No, of course not. I'm upset because I caught her referring to herself as Cora's mother this morning.
Cora bumped her head. I was consoling her.
Yes, as her mother, which you are not.
Uh-oh, that's a sneak peek from the upcoming film Inconceivable. The new thriller, which hits theaters and on demand this Friday, June 30th, is our Toyota People Pick of the day. And joining us live this morning, the star of the movie, Nikki Whelan. Hi, Nikki, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
We were just watching that clip back. What is that? You were laughing. What is it like to watch the clip back?
Because I forget so many things that happen. So I was like, oh, I remember that scene. And Gina cracks me up so much. I wish I could see her while I'm in New York, but we're going to miss each other. But she's so funny in that scene in particular.
Yeah, it's a great movie. In Inconceivable, your character, Katy, is an egg donor who starts to find the families that she's donated the eggs to. There's lots of twists and turns, even murder. It's very dark. You play kind of a villain, so how do you get into that headspace of playing the villain?
I don't really know. It's the first time playing the villain. I'm always the victim. So it's very dark. A lot of the shooting we did was at night, so it does help you sort of get into that space. You just got to find some sort of truth in everything that you're doing, and it is tricky. I'm used to doing a lot more comedy and a lot more lighter stuff, so it was a little different experience for me. You sort of leave set not feeling too good, especially when you got to kill people. It's pretty intense.
And you're very sweet in real life. I mean, so far, all the maybe not.
I'm glad it's playing off that way.
It's a very female-driven cast. You have Oscar-winning actress Faye Dunaway, Gina Gershon, who you said you really enjoy. Nicolas Cage is in it. He's one of the male leads. Working with Faye, was that sort of a bucket list thing for you? Did you get to spend a lot of one-on-one time with her?
We did on set, absolutely. She was there a handful of days, and it is. Anytime people like her, or even Nick and Gina as well, who I've looked up to my whole career, when you're on set with them, it's a very bizarre feeling. You know, I've watched them my entire life, and then to sort of be in the company of them. Nick, I'm a little more comfortable with now. We've made a couple of movies together in the past, but Faye Dunaway is quite a presence when she comes on set. It was really, really nice experience.
Did she give you any tips or anything of how to maneuver the career in this industry?
No tips, but we had a scene where we're all sitting at the table, and I had a bit of a monologue to say, and I was a little bit sort of nervous about doing it, and at the end she goes, very good, and I was like, oh, thank you, she said something nice to me. And Nick's like, run with that, and I'm like, I will. So she gave me a compliment, which was really flattering.
This is great for Faye Dunaway.
Yeah, I know.
Besides Faye, you have a lot of scenes with WWE superstar Natalie Eva Marie. Were you a fan of WWE or Total Divas before working with her?
I actually knew nothing about that world. I'm not really into it, but I'm now obsessed with Eva. She's become one of my really good girlfriends. She's fantastic. This was her first film, and she absolutely nailed it. I mean, she's obviously used to being on show and stuff, but she's really getting into the acting now. I think she's got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So I love that I got to do her first movie with her.
What was the most exciting thing about working with her?
I think it's just her whole vibe. I love the world she comes from, and I really respect her as what she's been doing with her career. And she's a really tough chick. Like, all the women in this movie are hardcore. Like, even off camera, like Gina, they're really powerful, strong women. So to be around that, I don't know, it's really cool.
It's great, I know.
So
I like the vibe, definitely. She seems like such a cool girl.
She is, she's so cool. She's like, you know, she's down, like, always stay on her side.
I read that Nicolas Cage actually called you up to tell you about the role. I know you worked with him before, you guys are friends.
Yeah.
Why do you enjoy working with him so much?
Well, he's so good at what he does. He's brilliant at what he does, so it's always nice to work with the best of the best. And he's like one of the classic movie stars, you know. And he had initially sent the script and he goes, there's a great character in here for you. And I was so flattered. I was like, oh, okay, I'll read it. And I read the character and I was like, Nick, she's crazy. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, you think so? And he goes, I think you can do this. So he helped put the package together for me, so it was really nice. It was good to work with him again.
What's something we'd be surprised to learn about the Oscar winner?
He plays so many different characters, but one-on-one, he's so charismatic. He's just got this wonderful energy about him, but he's very like normal, really good to communicate with. I don't know, I don't know what people sort of think, how everyone sees Nick, but I find him really, really like, I don't know, just very kind and calm and chill and cool, and he's always got crazy stories to tell, so.
Always good to hear that they're nice people. Switching gears a bit, we have to say congratulations to your marriage to Carrie Rhodes. That's amazing. How is life as a newlywed going?
It just feels exactly the same as before you get married. It really does. Nothing really changes. We were living together. We've been together for a couple of years. The difference is you wear a ring now and you say husband. You know, as soon as the wedding was over, we got straight back into work and into our lives. So it hasn't, everyone goes, what does it feel like? It feels exactly the same.
Interesting. I heard there was an iPhone ban at your wedding. Did people actually stick to that? And I love that because obviously everyone is so obsessed with their phones. Did it work out?
We had a few people ring us before the wedding and go, we can't possibly leave our phones. And we're like, well, then don't come in. We were really strict about it. You could check them in at the lobby, so they were able to go check their phones, but not bring them into the venue. And I'm not kidding you, within the first 5 minutes of the wedding, we had to change the schedule because everybody was up and dancing, and I was like, everyone's heads were up and no one was sitting at the tables. The tables were empty, and we had a 4-course meal, but no one was there. Everyone was mingling, and we had people from all around the world come together, and now they've all left as friends. Like, honestly, it was the best decision we made.
That is so incredible, and if I ever get married, I think I'm gonna do that.
It works.
Seriously, it's like the good old days, and you're not always on your phone.
No one was like this.
That's so great. Another thing, you also filmed the new Nespresso commercials with George Clooney last year. That must have been kind of amazing. You were with him for 3 days. How was that whole experience? What was it like kind of hanging out with George Clooney?
Even getting the job was crazy because usually they use supermodels and they've got all these amazing, tall, beautiful women. And I was like, how did I
gorgeous,
get?
So
No,
you're right
all
up
5'4" of me. I was like, how did I get this gig? I think it's because I'm Australian and they've never used an Aussie before. I think that's what it was. But he's awesome. He's so cool. You can understand why he's George Clooney. We also shot with Jack Black as well, so between the two of them, God, we had the best time. Really funny, and again, so welcoming on set, and Lake Como is magical, and there was lots of models there, and I was blown away. It was a real treat for me. It's so different.
Right in.
I don't feel like I do.
So obviously George just had twins. Have you spoken to him about the happy news yet?
No, no, we don't speak after this break, so I haven't seen it. I'm sure no.
He's probably a great dad, though, you'd assume.
He's got an incredible energy, and he speaks so highly of his wife, and he mentioned her a lot on set, so I'm sure that they're really happy. Yeah.
While we're on the topic of kids, any plans for you and Carrie to have your own little ones?
I guess that, yeah, for sure. That will be in the future. That's the idea, to have a mini tribe.
A mini tribe, I love that. Well, Nikki, you have a lot going on. Thank you so much for stopping by, and you guys make sure to watch the new film Inconceivable in theaters and on demand this Friday, June 30th. Thank you.
This is Jennifer Lawrence in People. This is Jennifer photobombing Taylor Swift, and Sarah Jessica Parker, and Liam Hemsworth. This is Jared Leto in People, photobombing Anne Hathaway, and Reese sneaking one in on Sophia and Joe. This is Dustin Hoffman, photobombing the dame herself, Judi Dench, proving that while we all love the fashion of the red carpet, it's people who steal the show. People, the details make the story. Don't miss this week's People.
Princess Kate is tennis crazed. In a new BBC documentary, the royal opens up about her love for the sport, especially when Wimbledon comes around. Kate reveals she's inspired by the championships and coverage on TV, saying, quote, "Every time Wimbledon is on, I'm there thinking, yes, I could do the same, and get out the racket. Sadly, never the same results." And in the conversation with Sue Barker for the BBC, she reveals who her mother Carol's favorite star is, someone who actually went to Sister Pippa's recent wedding, saying, quote, "Roger Federer is my mother's heartthrob. I don't think she will mind me saying that. I think he probably knows that too." Kate, who now has a tennis court at her country home, Anmer Hall, says that watching Wimbledon was very much of her family life growing up. She and her family would go to the championships before she was a royal, but of course, Kate doesn't have to queue for tickets any longer, as she can head to the royal box alongside husband Prince William. But the royal still brings along her family and tells BBC they're all still super fans, saying, quote, "My father is not going to enjoy this, but we were walking past former tennis player Tim Henman. We had just seen Sampras play. My dad said very coolly, 'Hi, Pete.' I said, 'Dad, you can't do that.' I was mortified." So cute. Even royals get embarrassed by their family. Now, moving on to this.
And I look back on it and go, wow, I was really disturbed and hurt. And, you know, I would physically have bruises in my neck and I'd be taking Advil and going, oh. And I felt very exposed and vulnerable and deeply humiliated.
That's Nicole Kidman opening up about filming those raw and disturbing Big Little Lies sex scenes. In the August issue for W Magazine, Kidman reflects on her experiences in the hit HBO miniseries, explaining, "At times it felt dangerous and really upsetting, and I would go home afterwards and I would keep on a very brave face at work, and then I would go home and I didn't realize how much it had penetrated me, and it affected me in a deep way." Although extremely difficult content to work with, the Oscar-winning actress recalls a moment where all she could do was cry on the bathroom floor after filming one of the rougher scenes. She continued to push herself to the limits, explaining, "At times I would have flashes of images of women that have gone through this, and I'm like, this is authentic, this is the truth, and this is what I have to do."
All right, let's check in again with Facebook Live. We want to know, what's your favorite childhood pastime?
Yes, lots of good ones here. Kathy says playing ball, and Jamie says playing with Barbies. I didn't play with Barbies, I play with model horses.
No, that's why you're a cool girl. I was like the Barbie girl who cannot do any
You totally are a Barbie girl.
And I have Danielle here. She says riding bikes with friends, and Stacy going to her BFF's swimming pool.
Nice, and Judy says watching the Flintstones and the Jetsons.
Take me back.
I know, so nostalgic. All right, thank you guys so much for watching and commenting. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We have SNL star Adi Bryant dishing on her new Amazon series and her recent engagement. Plus, So You Think You Can Dance all-star Jenna Johnson reveals what it was like training Ryan Gosling for La La Land.
Very cool. Thanks for watching. And for now, we leave you with one last thing from RuPaul.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm RuPaul, and this is One Last Thing. The last thing I Googled was Patti LuPone. I just saw her in war paint, and I'm embarrassed to say, I'd never seen her on stage before. I've seen her in movies and on television, but I've never seen her on stage. Now I get it. Now I understand what everyone's talking about. She commanded every second she was on that stage. Mesmerizing. La LuPone! The last time I laughed so hard I cried was actually last night. I watched Tracy Morgan's Netflix special called Staying Alive. It is hilarious. I was actually by myself watching it, laughing out loud, tears in my eyes. And that's the true sign of something funny, is when you can laugh out loud when you're alone. The last song I had stuck in my head was Shalimar, Night to Remember, A Night to Remember. In fact, I just saw Jodie Watley, one of the stars of the group Shalimar, perform at B.B. King's Supper Club in New York City just recently.